a relationship wasn't shit back in the day. They didn't give a damn about the relationship. You know, Mr. So-and-so gonna be here for his rent in the morning. You know, we got to pay them utility bills now that we have water in the house.
So
and
it was
toilet.
more of a partnership.
You goddamn right. And they let a whole lot of shit slide because they had a pot on the front burner boiling. The one on the back just had heat under it. They took care of the lounge at the front door. And they let all that shit slide. And some of these men was pitiful. I look at old time, real cotton picking day movies where the man, it wasn't bad enough they was getting dogged to death by the plantation owner. The man would beat the wife unmercifully for something silly. Instead of him going to jump on that other party that he living under, you know what I mean? No, he'd take it out on the wife. Women been catching hell since the beginning of time. And it ain't no doubt about it. And you can call me a wuss, call me what you want. I have always been an advocate for the woman because I know what she does. I never married, didn't have kids and nothing else. I wash, I cook, and I half clean.
You said that married men live typically longer than single men. Married women don't typically live longer than single women, and in fact, we probably die earlier.
Men live longer because she makes them go to the doctor. She yells at him when he's texting while he's driving. I mean, it's like she's the supervisor. She's the super ego, if you will. And they're taking care of their brood. Women live less long because of the chronic stress from the men.
I literally, when I heard you say that, I was like, well, what do we do about that? Like, and in fact, actually, what do we do about that?
You take care of yourself. You know, when you're on a plane and someone says if the cabin pressure goes down and the masks come down, put yours on first. And women don't do that. I have seen they take care of everybody else and they don't take care of themselves.
Here's the thing about the trad wife content on here that's always working to convince young women that marrying a wealthy man is their ticket to financial and personal security. Leaving aside the fact that unless they have an ironclad prenup, this leaves them incredibly vulnerable if the man ever decides to leave them for a newer and younger model. And leaving aside the fact that the trad wife worldview is also usually wrapped up with countless other noxious beliefs about gender roles. And even setting aside the fact that especially since wages haven't kept up with cost of living since roughly 1979, it's near impossible to find any salary that can support an entire family in an upper middle class lifestyle. What's most offensive to me about this is that the very premise is completely flawed. You don't become wealthy through marrying a wealthy man. You marry a wealthy man through already being wealthy. If you look statistically at the kinds of women that super high earning men marry in hetero partnerships, it's women who are themselves high earning. Women who are highly educated, highly career driven, and yes, also high earners. So even if the goal was just to marry a rich man as your retirement plan, you would still have to girl boss your way there, unfortunately.